Welcome back to you, pumpkin. Hope you've been drinking your freshly squeezed orange juice. 3, 5, or 1 ice cubes. Please, none of this room temperature junk. We're going to speak about Raoul Pal's $200,000 Bitcoin. Isn't it fantastic that somebody out here has a target which breaks the consensus of the crowd? I want to remind you that the crowd believes in an average of a $130,000 Bitcoin. So that's the average, like 120, 130-ish, okay? Who got those numbers? Me. I went and got those numbers, and instead of telling you to go do your own research, I did it for you, all right? And by the way, that average includes people with like 600K, 500K, etc. So the crowd expects that, all right? Now, this is interesting, okay? Where does he get this prediction from? Now, this is Raoul, okay? Raoul has one of the best facial hairs in all of macro and crypto that I've seen. Now, friends, the crowd's always wrong, okay? But we got to look at both sides. Okay, can they be wrong to the downside or wrong to the upside? Obviously, we want... Friends, let me tell you something. I guarantee you, as long as there is crypto bull market, you're always going to get people saying, no, we're going to be surprised to the upside. Every time. You know how I know? The bulls in stock market say the same thing. Every time. They go, no, this is going to go on longer. You know why? Because of this and that and the rates and the thing. Nothing's going on. I don't see a recession. Why do this is like American dude I watch. I'm gonna say his name. He's a pretty funny dude, right? He's not really funny, but he doesn't try to be funny. He's like, no, there's not gonna be a recession. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. He actually talks like that. I'm like, bro, have you looked at any chart before? I don't see it. I don't see it. You know, every single time stocks have gone down and capitulated and caputed, no one could see it. Well, I don't see it. No, man. Well, I don't see it. I can't believe these people. Like, that's why we crush them as in crypto. We're like, bro, you know, we appreciate the uncertainty. That's why we're all a bit schizophrenic, you know, psychopaths, don't know what's going on here, right? We're a bit paranoid. In the stock market, they're just so trained for up only. They're like, no, everything's going to be fine, right? It's funny. I was about to mimic the words, the Fed's going to print money. Thing is, they don't even believe it. See, this is the funny part. They think, valuations. I own Apple stock. I get to change the Apple logo. Like, they have no idea what's going on. Habib, okay? I know you are my Habibi fans. I'm going to show you something. It's going to be very scary to the stock market copers. That's right. You're in the stock market. You're a coper. All right, friends. Here is the average money supply going up and down, okay? So to understand Raoul's actual target, you're like, wait a minute, how'd you get to 200K Bitcoin in literally May 2024? We're going to 200K in 5 months? See, friends, what am I meant to tell you at this point? Like, the guy's made a lot of money, millions. He's got 1 million followers on Twitter. He's a nice guy. He's got great facial hair. He's a good smile, good communicator. But he's literally saying, buy the rumor, buy the news. What are we meant to do? Do you see, friends, this is why we're always going to win. As long as you don't drink the Kool-Aid, okay? You never drink the Kool-Aid. It's very hard, okay? Eventually, some people drink the Kool-Aid eventually, okay? But once you start to believe everything, I'm telling you, it's over. I watched an interview today. Oh, friend, this broke my heart. Mark Yusko. Shout out to Marky out there. It was on Blockworks, okay? I call them Cockworks. But it's actually a great channel. But I just watched Marky there. A lot of you do too, all right? Great interviews. And Marky, I hate to say it, friends. He's capitulated on the Fed a bit in terms of like, you know what? They're not really that buggy. Yeah, he said it. You listen to the interview, it'll break your heart a bit. He's saying, yeah, Jerome Powell needs to be congratulated with those rate hikes and stuff. And I'm listening to it. I was actually training chess at the gym. I was like, I had to replay this segment because my ears couldn't believe. I'm like, let me show you something, okay? This is the stock market, okay? And this is a Fibonacci, friends, that's been drawn from the GFC top to the bottom. Now, BCB draws this as well. Shout out to Blockchain Backer. Now, we are at the extension. If you go back to any disaster in history, if you don't have a recession and you come up here, it's literally only bad things happen. Only bad things. Never a good thing. And it's always a surprise bad thing. This is the spooky part. We're at the part where, like, okay, in the next 6 to 18 or 20 months-ish, something, it's crazy, man. So, oh, man, it's just a crazy. What am I going to tell you? Now, look, remember the stock market copers? Remember the stock market copers, friends? Well, you know, all those guys go, valuations. Those people. Okay, well, the average money supply increase every year is, you can draw a line in the middle. I've actually tweeted about it's about 5%. You go, wait, that's weird. How is Kippy, the CPI, 3% if they print on average 5%? Right? Sometimes the Kippy's like down to 2.5 on average. Where does the extra couple of percents go? It's all a scam, friends. It's as simple as that. I've been telling you since literally day dot. I've been using code words for a reason. The bug eaters. Literally, this is how the game works, friends. The government, when they see there's cracks in the system, they don't print the full amount. They never do. All right. They wait for the system to crack. It's akin to they're in a building with you and me. Everybody's eating jelly beans. Okay. And we're drinking cold orange juice. They know that fire is going to start. But they don't let us know. They let us keep eating our jelly beans. So when the fire starts, they get the fire extinguisher and they put it all out. But if you're smart, you go like, hey, wait a minute. Why were you sitting next to the fire extinguisher that whole time? That's weird. You didn't move from that. You didn't even move to go take a poo-poo. Okay? That's what happens in markets. You can see these footprints with the yield curve and the guys, right, the bug eaters, with their trillions of dollars sloshing around. You're like, that's really weird. Someone knows something here. Okay, they know things going on. And that's what happens, friends. That's why when they print all this money, 5%, there's all these rails that goes through and it's not a transparent system. They tell you, oh yeah, switches here and it goes to here. You can't see crap. The whole reason why crypto exists is precisely because Satoshi knew this. He's like, oh, you guys are going to print money. You're going to do some like obfuscation, go to JP Mosquito, Citybug, Bank of Ants, and Goldman Slugs. Okay, you're going to throw it around here and a couple of basis points are going to be lost out into the system. That's going to be inflation compounding every year and no one knows where it goes. Okay, that's how the rich get richer, all these different mechanisms, friends, and we are last to get it. Also called the Cantillon effect, okay? So that's actually how it works. So all these, remember the valuations guy, I own Apple. Apple's a great company. You know that dude, right? That dude, he's a coper because they're printing 5% per year. And then this guy sitting in complacency is like, no, I didn't see a recession, man. I didn't see a recession. He does talk like that, by the way, okay? I just don't want to say his name. All right, so this is what happens every time. By the way, just to let you know, I'm not making this up. Do you remember the zombie virus? Do you literally remember the zombie virus, friends? You know, 3 months before the zombie virus, around December 2019, the yield curve was expecting a big shock, negative recession to the system. The yield curve was pricing it in. And then that same valuations dude, he was like, no, I didn't see a recession. Yield curve's not right this time. He was just yelling about the yield curve being wrong. I don't see it. I've spoken to consumers. I'm seeing the restaurants. I'm seeing the tourism. He went on for like 30 minutes saying he doesn't see a recession. 90 days later, bang. Do you want to know what's funny though? I went back, I watched him after that, and he was speaking about it. He's like, oh yeah, you guys do the yield curve? You got your recession. I was like, bro, you were the most convicted soy boy against this idea. And now it comes out, there's no self-reflection. There's none of this, golly gee, maybe my whole thinking is wrong. Maybe the monetary system is rigged after all. Maybe, or none of that. It was just, oh yeah, you guys were right. Anyway, this is messed up, isn't it, friends? That's why this monetary system, right, where stock market's going up 7-8% per year, they're printing 5%. You see this 20%, friends? This is what Raoul was basically expecting. Okay, that's if we zoom in, you see that increase in liquidity. Now, of course, it's not 100% his reference. Maybe he's talking about, you know, some other type of like government account and mixing and matching, but you get the point, okay? Liquidity injection. What does that mean? It means where's the liquidity come from, friends? It's a fiat Ponzi system. It's not backed by anything. When they say injection, it just means print and put it in. That's it, okay? Dilute everyone else and inject it in. Now, this 20% year on year, I want you to know, yes, he could be right with the 20%, theoretically. The problem is now you know how governments really work. Do you remember when you were eating jelly beans with me in that building, right, in that nightclub? We were enjoying our jelly beans. Well, why didn't the bug eaters get the fire extinguisher and just wait at the fire, and as soon as it erupted, they just start spraying it, okay? It's because it would look suspicious. It's because we'd think, wait a minute, how do you know where all the fires start? That's weird, okay? They don't work like that, friends. It's the same thing with politicians. So by the way, I'm not even making this up. Go through every chart, go through every story in history. It's always the same thing. It's a lot of weird stuff happens. The middle class gets gutted out. And then at the very, very end, when the economy is about to turn, the economy does turn, there's a new narrative every time. Oh, China's invading Taiwan. Oh, Vladimir Putin, right? 8 Leamington cakes. He's got muggers. He's have diarrhea for 3 days in a row. They're just going to throw something out there, and the red candles are going to be there. Everything's going to be uncertain. And look, I know I'm making a joke out of it now, but I mean, like, remember zombie virus, man? It was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Is this a flesh-eating zombie virus? Is this a zombie virus that makes all cold orange juice into room temperature? You know what I mean? Like, the uncertainty is what kills markets, okay, friends? That's why when the market doesn't know how to price anything in, everyone's like, well, I'm out. All right, that's what happens. So Raoul could be right in that plus 20% liquidity injection. The problem is the gap before that. Okay, so that's another way of saying stocks could go 30% down, send our crypto bags in a mayhem. They could happen, we don't know. Then they print, all right? We're not going to have a scenario where stocks go 10% down, crypto's holding, and then the Fed goes, let's print $8 trillion because that's how much we need to fill the gap. They don't do that, okay? They let the gap fall first. So that's why I'm focusing on Raoul. I'm like, hey, how'd you get 200K Bitcoin in literally 5 months? Plus 20% year-on-year increase in liquidity, okay? So that's where he's getting. And then he has a $500,000 target right after that. So, you know, these types of thing, we hope it happens, right? We really do hope it happens. But at the end of the day, look, you know, you can't make this up, man. Like, friends, the stock market's been running for 12.8 years without a big unemployment reset. Now, in my opinion, in another timeline, you know the zombie virus? In another timeline out there, a parallel universe, we never got the zombie virus. We got something else that cut demand off. And then we had a recession. But in our timeline, all right, the simulation writers said, well, we're going to give you a zombie virus. It's going to be 1 month down, 1 month recovery. All right, so that's why I want you to know the normal procedure for these is it's a slow burn into the recession because everybody's in denial. All right, and there's no quick bounce back, none of this super monetary printing. Now, they are going to have to print, but you know they're going to do it in a different way now. So we really can't deny the overvaluation here, man. Like, this is scary, okay? You don't get, friends, you don't get scared at bottoms. You notice this? Like, you know when the stocks drop here, you don't get scared on the red candles. You never get, see? You don't get scared on the red candles. You get scared at the extensions, like here. See that? That's actually zombie virus right here. You get the, look at this. Scared? Well, look at this. I mean, if you go down this time, friends, this is exactly the bull market starting. And it went to the next one. So, you know, you can't just draw these and go, hey, the market's definitely going to stop here, okay? So you can't be 100% specific about it. But that's why these big macro cycles, when they slowly appear like this, and you see a big fat giga trap forming, that's where it becomes very problematic to be complacent. Remember, I keep telling you, complacency kills, okay? Complacency is the market has had a big crash of sorts and it sent you a signal, uh-oh, something's different. But no one's paying attention, all right? No one's paying attention. If everybody is paying attention, that means it's not a complacency drop. That means you're probably continuing a higher low dip, okay? Like, friends, this is why you got to be really careful about these when it comes to these, because you're going to have to look at yourself. It's very, very hard. Maybe hopefully you keep watching the channel, like, subscribe, belly button, all. I'll keep trying to do my best to teach you. But at the end of the day, remember, you're going to have all these people in the industry who tell you, no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. And they're going to mix and match. Oh, when the moving average crosses here, we never go down until like 5 years from then. They're going to throw everything out. But at the end of the day, you got to protect yourself, man. So where's crypto even going to go next year based off all these? Who knows? I mean, if Raoul's thinking 200K, I'm like, really, bro? You're telling me buy the rumor, buy the news. This time is different. I've made videos telling you, friends, every listing is bearish. Okay. And remember, if it stalls, I don't care what the reason is. I'll be right. Okay. Now, I'm not saying I'm definitely going to be right no matter what. I'm just saying, if Bitcoin gets to 85K and then China invades Taiwan and then we go down to 40K, the chart, you got to look at the chart, friends. You know, you can't say, well, you were going to be wrong, but then China had to go invade Taiwan. I'm telling you, the yield curve, how spooky it is, where all the extensions and the overvaluation. It's also scary how we're now running on fumes, and now Jim Cramer says no recession. All these things lining up. Okay, the story, it's almost like it's been written already. All right, so don't fall for these massive, super higher targets, because if they come, you'll see them coming. All right, yeah, Bitcoin will just keep going up, and then the money disperses everywhere. Okay, because I've already just shown you, right, friends? We've gone through this. Look at this. When did all the altcoins start moving here? Look at this. The 8th green weekly candle for Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin's going to go on this super massive run, when it finally does stop, it's not like nothing else is going to move. You're going to have plenty of time. That's why you can kind of reverse engineer and go, I don't think Bitcoin's going to 200K. That's a 4 trillion valuation, by the way. Just like, where's all this money coming from? Okay. Remember, buy the rumor, buy the news. That's exactly how you get wrecked in this game. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Don't forget to tell mum and dad. 1, 3, or 5 ice cubes. Catch you soon.